views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hola everyone, welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Leading things off, we have some fun events the entire family can get out and enjoy our final days of summer. Following that, we'll get crafty when interior designer Jessica Dorset stops by to show us how to make soy candles. Then we sit down with the legendary music producer Amadeus to share his experience motivating young talent. And later on in the show, Bobby C updates us with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, Andrew Friedman Home has an artist in residency program. We'll learn more about that along with their artists currently being exhibited. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is coming your way because now we are officially open. Welcome to Open, mi gente. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche for the next hour. You know, we're always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us on follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV. And, of course, like us on Facebook while you're there, Open BronxNet Television. And while you're there, follow me, too, on Twitter, Instagram, FB, y Snapchat. Yeah, we're still Snapchatting, even though ahora empezamos Instagram stories at Rhina Valentin. All right, so it's time for you to get out that pen and paper for today's Open Weekend Preview. First for you to explore, Arthur Ashe Kids Day. Kicking off the start of the U.S. Open, this event celebrates the life and values of tennis legend and humanitarian Arthur Ashe. There will be free interactive games and activities for all to enjoy, and you can watch star tennis players up close and personal. All this and more is taking place on Saturday, August 28th, all beginning at 9:30 a.m. at the Arthur Ashe Stadium in Flushing Meadows Park in Queens. For more information, visit arthurashekidsday.com. Next up, we have Hip to Hip Theater Company presenting Julius Caesar. This performance concludes the Hip to Hip free Shakespeare in the Park season. And, go see them perform Julius Caesar, the perfect play for an election year. The final performance of Julius Caesar is taking place on Sunday, August 28th, 7:30 at Van Cortlandt Park in the Bronx. And for more information, visit hiptohip.org. And finally, nature presentation, Snakes of New York. This one isn't for the faint of heart. And actually, you can take your little one to explore and see live snakes up close and learn about how they play an important role in our ecosystem. You'll even have the opportunity to hold skins, skulls, and other artifacts. Taking place on Sunday, August 28th at 1 p.m. at the Wave Hill Gardens, located at 649 West 249th Street in the Bronx. And for more information, visit wavehill.org/events. And there you have it. Lots for you to get out and explore. All right. So in other news, there have recently been several reports of harassment and discrimination against the Muslim population within the Bronx community. And the NYPD and city officials meet to discuss possible solutions to this ongoing problem. BronxNet reporter Kadia Loy-Knight has the story.
Because of several reports of harassment and discrimination within the Bronx community against the Muslim population, the NYPD and city officials are meeting today to discuss possible solutions to this ongoing problem.
We are here to empower the community because there is a serious spike of hate crime going on in here. About 30 people get attacked, and all of them is Muslim people. Sometimes they're going to their house, they get attacked. They are praying, they get attacked. They are going by the place of worship, they get attacked. So we are here to protest and make sure what we can do to prevent this. That's what we're here for.
We want to send a clear message to everyone that in our community, we welcome the Muslim community with open arms. They have added to the mosaic that we have here, certainly in the 87th Assembly District. And we're going to work with the police department, with city agencies to make sure that we make them feel safe, and we provide the resources in the event of an attack, and that we will provide other resources so that they can work together with the non-Muslim community so that we can create an environment where everyone is safe.
We are here to serve you. I am here to serve you.
I am here because it's important for all of us to come and show the leaders and the community, Bangladeshi Muslim community, that we're not going to stand by and allow all this violence to continue to take place against them without us coming together and saying, that's it, no more.
We're a church in the local community, and the community has grown, the Muslim population has grown, and we wanted to come and meet some of them at this event since they need support.
District Attorney Darcel Clark assured the Muslim community that the District Attorney's Office will work to ensure that everyone will be able to practice their religion safely. Aldo Perez explained to us one way of addressing this issue.
We need to educate our community, and we have to have transparency and tolerance. Without transparency and tolerance, you see, Islam teaches us to have transparency and tolerance. What people don't understand is that they don't know what Islam is. Islam is not a religion. Islam is a deen. And a deen is to accept God and to transform peace in the way of life that we live. They don't do this, and they don't explain this. And because they don't explain this, we need to actually educate our community and also be transparent and tolerant to other conditions that are happening within our community.
Moving forward, city officials and the NYPD will work together to make the community safe for everyone to practice their religion. For BronxNet, this is Katie Loy-Knight.
And thank you, Kadia. We do have to take a quick break, but we'll have more open coming up, so stay tuned.
Adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Barry, time is running out. According to my calculations, 1 in 5 kids in America struggles with hunger. How can so many children face hunger when there's more than enough food to feed them all? You're right, Barry. We can help solve hunger by teaming up with Feeding America to get food to hungry kids in communities across the country.
Help Flint and the Feeding America network of food banks get food to the people who need it in your community. Find your local Feeding America food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
Together, we're Feeding America.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. Don't forget, we're always inviting you to get social with us. Tweet us at BronxNet TV and tweet me too while you're there at Rhina Valentin. And Jessica, that's who we have on next. Jessica Design Works, that is. She's an interior design company based in the Bronx that creates an inspirational and desirable space. And she's here now to give us some tips and talk about her upcoming workshop on candle making. But we're going to talk a little bit about interior design. Please welcome owner and creative director Jessica Dorset. Hello and welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to have you here. Nice to meet an interior designer here in the Bronx.
Yes.
Okay, so just, really, the fact that you're an interior designer in the Bronx in itself speaks volumes, right? And most people think of interior designing, costs a lot of money, Fifth Avenue, Manhattan. So let's talk a little bit about why you've chosen to be an interior designer and why you're doing it here in the Bronx.
I chose to be an interior designer because designing spaces has always been my passion. From my father being an entrepreneur and my sister, entrepreneurship is in my blood.
Right.
I love design. I love creating spaces that inspire people, that make people feel good. So that's why I started with interior design, because that's just been my passion.
I had fun on your website, and
you.
I have to say, I can tell that you have the niche, and forgive me, I'm not trying to downplay your abilities. I hope you take it as a compliment, but you look like you have the ability to make something that doesn't cost much look like it's worth a lot.
Yes.
That's what I picked that up immediately looking at the images of spaces that you've actually designed.
Yes.
So, how does somebody look for your services? Like, how do they obtain your services? Like, do you go to their apartments or their homes and assess the space? Like, what's the process?
Well, usually it's through word of mouth. I did a lot of freelance starting out. My business is fairly new. So I started freelancing, then that freelance turned into an interior design project. So I have different affordable ways of designing someone's space without costing them a lot of money. So it's called Jessica Design Works in a Box. So what you do is you contact me, you send me images of your space, you send me measurements, or I can go to your home and measure the space for you. Then I send you images, inspiration, floor plan, layout, furniture, things that costs within your budget. And then I send it to you, and it's up to you to, design a space if you want or not.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice, and it's efficient
And
on both
affordable,
sides.
yes.
No waste of time.
No.
And basically a give and take. That's lovely. That's very nice. That's very nice. So I know that, of course, with interior design and making everything feel cozy at home comes things such as candles. However, you're actually giving a workshop on how to make candles.
Yes.
All right. And on top of that, you're making soy candles. Why soy candles?
Soy candles is a natural element, a natural product that doesn't pollute the environment or pollute your environment, your home, your space. It burns clean, and it's also made in American-made product. So it's natural, it burns clean, is good for you, it's healthy. And what I do is just incorporate that into, the design field in candles.
So is that what you're tapping right now? That's soy.
Yes.
So you actually purchase soy like that?
Yes.
In a
a bigger bulk, yes.
In a bulk, okay. And then I guess you're going to take everybody through the process.
Okay, so the first step of creating candles is your tools. You need a cooktop, you need your containers to pour the candles in, the wax in, you need a pouring pitcher, you need a stirring utensil, you need a thermometer, scissors, warning labels, that's very important. Warning
labels?
Yes, you need alcohol to clean the product, the items that you're mixing the wax with. These are called wax bars, and then these are the wicks, and then this is the color chip. Basically, you cut them up in tiny pieces, pour them in a wax, it colors your wax a certain color.
Oh.
Yes.
So that's what gives the wax the color.
Yes.
And this is going to become the wax.
This is the wax.
This is the wax. This is soy wax.
Soy wax. Yes.
Okay, so you cook the wax.
Yes, you heat it up, you put water in here,
right?
And you put the pouring pitcher in here, and you pour the 1 pound bag of wax into the pouring pitcher.
Okay.
That heats up, it melts about 185 degrees. Then once it cools to 135, you pour it into your containers.
And then when you're pouring it in, you pour it in with one of these to give it color, or do you mix that
You mix
while
that
you're cooking
while
it?
it's cooking. When it reaches 185 degrees, you add your fragrance, and then you add your color chip.
So the color chip, basically you can buy them in different colors.
Yes.
So, and the fragrance, where's the fragrance
The
coming
fragrance, you can use essential oils or fragrance oils to give your candle any fragrance that you desire, you like.
And what is this utensil right
This
there?
is a thermometer. It tells you what temperature the wax goes up to.
Okay, and so why is it important to keep track of the temperature of the wax?
Because soy wax it could explode if it gets too hot.
Oh my goodness. Oh yes, it's very important to keep track of that.
Yes.
So soy wax can explode if you're not keeping track of it.
Yes.
Is that applicable to any kind of wax, or is
I'm not sure about any kind of wax.
you only
but
use
I
soy?
only use,
Okay,
I only
right.
use soy.
Okay, okay. And I love that you're conscious of the ecosystem
Yes.
as well, right? Our environment, our air,
Yeah.
which a lot of us need to pay more attention to.
I know.
So these containers here,
They're already made candles.
these are already made candles. So
And this lilac, you can open, twist.
and so you're going to be giving a 2-week workshop, 2 days a week, right?
Yes.
It's 2 weeks, so it's 4 days. And basically, you're going to go through the whole process. This is beautiful. Look, it's just simple, white. I like the containers, too. And so the idea behind you teaching these classes, what motivated you to teach people how to make these are great gifts.
Yes. I believe in sharing my knowledge. I've always wanted to learn how to make candles. That was just been something I, desired to learn. So I decided to just share that knowledge with, community, the Bronx community, and just, spread the knowledge that I know, how I make candles, so other people can learn and do the same.
Nice.
So, yeah.
It's very nice. It's very nice. It's very generous of you too, because most people would just make the candles and sell them versus actually teaching people how to do it for themselves. And again, it smells delicious. I hope you're giving me one.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not even gonna wait for her to offer. I'm like, I am taking one home with me, right?
Yes.
I mean, I would love to make one right now, but it's a whole process, right? So why is it a 4-day process?
I just want to get, as much people into the class as possible, just so that, people can learn. It's going to be, I think it's going to be 4 days, once a year.
Okay.
So it's every year I'm going to do this for 4 days.
And
so.
it caps at 20, I saw,
Yes,
right?
20
So
people
it's
a
like the
class.
first 20 people, that's it, right? Because you got to be able to keep track of everybody. And I also saw that there was wine included. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, she's making it a party.
Yes, it is.
That's great. That's great. So, this sounds holistic. It sounds like a great community event, a women empowering event. I mean, I'm sure there's men that would be interested in candle making, but right away my head goes to women, girls' night out. Let's go make some candles, have a good time, and decorate the home with beautiful scents.
Yes.
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 I know. I hope everybody was listening, and let's just give them the information and how long they have to sign up for the class.
Okay. You have to sign up. The deadline to sign up is actually today, but I'll extend it for another 2 weeks or a week. And you can go to my website, jessicadesignworks.com, and you can sign up through the booking click the booking tab,
right? The booking tab.
Booking tab, and access from there, and then you can make your payment and get ready to learn and make candles.
It's beautiful, and on top of that, they'll have a nice time scrolling through your website. It's a beautiful website.
Thank you.
It's dreamy. I'm like, I'm gonna hire her to come redo my home. Oh my goodness, yes, it's wonderful, and thank you for making sure that it's being provided to our people here in the Bronx.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, don't forget to register now for Jessica's workshop on soy candle making, taking place on September 2nd, 3rd, 9th, and 10th from 12 noon to 1 o'clock at Catering Hall 613, which is at 615 East 187th Street in the Bronx. And again, she's extending it for another week. So if you're interested, you can go to jessicadesignworks.com/book online. When I say she's extending the registration for another week. So make sure you go visit jessicadesign.com.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we are taking a quick break, but coming up, we'll catch up with music producer Amadeus, who's wrapping up his Music 101 college tour. So stay tuned.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally. I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands? My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on the sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that. Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. BronxNet's cameras were there as Lehman College hosted the premiere for the new Netflix series, The Get Down. Let's take a look.
We're here on the red carpet for the new Netflix series premiere of The Get Down, a musical drama which includes art, dance, and some romance. So stay tuned, we've got you covered with some interviews from some of the cast members. It's amazing. I'm working with Baz Luhrmann, and it's the 70s, and it's New York.
I'm honored to be a part of this. It's an amazing experience. It's an honor to be a part of it, and we're working on in a very exciting time with very exciting materials.
The night was filled with excitement. Celebrities from every corner came together to express their love for such a fun-filled project.
There's a vibration about it, you know? Baz creates this kind of crazy energy when you're working with him, and then every chance I get to see another piece of it, you know, it's crazy watching it all come together.
You know, we look at this as being a series of movies. Baz Luhrmann, who is from the film world, has made a series in 6 episodes of this. It will eventually be 13 that look like films.
Executive producer rapper Nas even expressed his feelings about how it felt teaming up with a company like Netflix.
Out there, I love everything Netflix is doing, and to be a part of something based on hip hop is like it's like everything is going right in my life right now.
Socialite Jaden Smith got in on the action, telling his generation why this movie is so important to the hip-hop movement.
I really feel like kids are going to learn and really take away, like, wow, the hip-hop of modern day comes from this. Like, I feel like a lot of even modern rappers might not even know where the craft comes from. So I'm excited for educational purposes for kids to watch it.
Some fellow Bronxites a part of the movie were even in the crowd.
I lived on Fox between Leggett and Beck. I was in serious South Bronx.
Around Barnes Avenue, where I'm from. I was raised in the Bronx.
Uptown Bronx.
Uptown, yeah.
Uptown.
2 train line.
I was even able to pull a freestyle out of one of the actors.
This is legitimate. Even though I know it couldn't have been so exquisite, I knew that someday I might be legit. But even though I could never be the prophet I wanted to be, maybe someday I could be someone else you would never want to see.
Co-director Baz Luhrmann told BronxNet why he felt the need to bring this part of history to life.
I just wanted to get the answer. How did it come about? Like, who had the idea? And where did it come from? And how did it get birthed? And it led me into a collaboration with the founding fathers like Flash and Herc and, Rakim and, Crash and Days and Lady Pink and, Floor Fandom and Crazy Legs and, so many people are here from the Bronx.
Reporting from the Bronx, I'm Tanisha Blanche, BronxNet.
That's hot. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the Bronx. The Get Down, that's right. an original Netflix series. So make sure you guys check it out. And well, we're here back in the studio with Antoine Amadeus Thompson. Yeah, he began Platinum Boy music for aspiring young musicians and, well, to provide the world with quality music. He's recently began touring colleges around the country, hoping to inspire and help everyone and anyone interested in music. And well, he's here now to speak with us. We welcome you back. Amadeus, what do you think about that? You just got a glimpse of that, right?
Yeah, that was
and you're
great.
coming back home. Welcome
back.
home.
Thank you.
How was your tour?
Amazing. We've had many stops. Yale, NYU, Howard, many stops, and I came here and stopped here before we even began the tour.
I know. All right, so you know what? Let's share with our viewers some of the artists that you've worked with so that they understand.
Well, being that I'm from the Bronx and
Yes.
I'm home, J-Lo, French Montana, Remy Ma, to name a few, Tyga, Chris Brown, Trey Songz, Justin Bieber, CeeLo Green, Dipset, G-Unit. 60 artists. Let's just say 60 artists.
I love it.
It's hard to remember everybody,
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. It's
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you.
And really what's even most awesome is that your humility and just being able to pay forward. I love that.
Thank
I love
you.
that.
Thank
I love
you.
it. Okay, you went and you had this wonderful, adventurous, producing lifestyle, and I'm sure it's going to continue.
Thank
but
you.
yeah, you've taken the time to just go, you know what? Hey, let me go inspire the next generation
ma'am.
in understanding that, you know what? It's possible.
Yes, and that's the whole thing. There's so many inspiring musicians and artists and producers, and that's great, but there's so many different roles you can play in being a part of the music industry, and that's one of the things that we teach at, the Music 101 College Tour. There's so many jobs you can do. You can be a manager, tour manager, an engineer, a stylist, a celebrity barber. There's so many things. Everybody is not going to be a superstar, and you don't have to be, but it takes a team and an army to create superstars like Chris Brown and Trey Songz and J-Lo. So why not be a part of the team, And we teach that and the business side of the music industry as well.
So, okay, so sitting in one of your workshops or lectures, I know you had asked me if I could be on your panel.
Yes.
I'll be on it the next time.
Okay,
I
okay.
said, well, the timing is,
Yes, you're busy. I like the fact that you're busy.
Oh, well, I'm doing the same thing you're doing.
Yes.
At least that's my intention. Is
You are.
to move it forward, pay it forward,
ma'am.
and inspire.
Yes, ma'am.
And show that anything is possible,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
And I love being a platform to even showcase that.
And thank you
people
so much.
such as yourself.
Thank you for your support.
Oh, absolutely. We're excited that you went and did this tour, went full circle, started here, and came and introduced it to our viewers.
That's right.
And now you're coming back to the
Yes.
end, coming
Yes.
back home to close it out for the year. I don't know what else you're going to do from here moving forward with the tour, but I know that I personally am excited that you've chosen
Thank you
to come
very
back
much.
to
Absolutely.
us.
This is home.
Yes.
Bronx. I'm from the Bronx.
Yes. And you could see the Bronx is where it's at.
Yeah, everywhere I go, I let the world know I'm from the Bronx. You know what I mean? I'm proud of the Bronx. A lot of legends have come from the Bronx. J-Lo is a legend, and having the opportunity to work with her on her last project and see her show out in Las Vegas, she's an icon, and she's from the Bronx. She's from Castle Hill. That's about 10, 15 minutes. I'm from 169th and Washington Avenue. So it's about 20 minutes from where I'm from. And if she can do it, if I can do it, if Remy can do it, if French Montana can do it, French is near from Tremont. That's 5 minutes from me. If you can do it, we can do it, you can do it.
So now this particular workshop that you're having, I love that you're saying we could do it. And even though he's mentioning the icons and the legends, what he's offering is the knowledge behind the scenes as well.
Right.
So it's like, not everybody's meant to be in the front, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay, because you can be great behind the scenes as well.
A lot of money is made behind the scenes.
Well, I think the majority of the money is made behind the
Exactly.
scenes, and being the creator, being the writer, being the
Right.
producer.
Exactly.
And if you are in the makeup field, then, it's having your own makeup line. I mean,
Yeah.
it could just go on and on and on.
Absolutely.
Yes, I mean,
Absolutely.
the business behind the biz is really where it's at.
Yes.
And that's
yes.
great that you're providing
Thank you.
that information.
Thank
So I wish I could be a part of it this time, and that's okay.
It's okay.
But I want to know the lineup of panels that you have, so that they understand the different aspects of the
Right.
business that are going to be spoken of or spoken for.
Right. Well, first, I'm proud to say that this is one of the biggest music panels and attendees thus far that I've done on the tour period. And the fact that it's me coming home, a lot of people cleared their schedule and sacrificed to be there. We probably got about 40 40 attendees in regards to the panel, like and attendees that are coming to support, coming to speak, you know, legends in the game from the business side to the musical side. We have performances, you know, we're giving a platform to all Bronx artists only. You know, we have about 10 or 12 artists signed up that's going to be performing, you know, in front of judges. Like, it's just going to be a day of celebration, a day of learning, you know, and a day of saying, I'm from across the street. Like, the community, we're doing it at Claremont Neighborhood Community Center. It's across the street from where I grew up at. You know what I mean? So it's monumental for me. It's monumental for my family. Big shout out to my partner, Mike Daniel, who's been by my side to help bring this to light. Thank you to the community center, Mr. Jones, Christopher Wilson, Mr. Green. And I sat down with them, kind of gave them my vision. The meeting was about an hour. They loved it, and I just went full speed ahead planning, and I'm exhausted. Very exhausted.
Well, you can't be exhausted yet.
I'm exhausted, man.
Well,
you got me up early.
You're almost there. You're almost there.
You got me up early, big fella. You know, I'm a producer. You know, Mike had me in the studio last night. You know, with Tony Sunshine, who'll be there. He's also from the Bronx. So I was in the studio last night. I had to go home, pack up, and then all of them hit me and said 9 a.m. I was like, whoa, whoa. What do you mean?
Well, all I gotta say is, whoa. That's what you get for getting in touch with me.
Yes. So I'm gonna do a petition that we can move your show to like noon, lunchtime. That way you can go out and have lunch. You can have more views because they can take a break. Oh, I'm gonna tune in, Rhina. I got you, because I can't have you getting up this early.
Oh my God.
Because it's you, it's your assistant, it's the makeup, it's even Autumn. What are you doing up? Where was your antenna? Who said 9? Who said? Okay.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
But I'm happy to be here.
No,
Thank you so much for this
we're happy that
platform.
you made it, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
After working
Big
in the
brother. Thank you so much, though. Thank you. People don't get to see this side of me. Like they see the music side. I'm a clown.
All right, which is awesome. But really, most of what I'm picking up from the conversation is the discipline, right? Yeah. You made a commitment.
Right.
You made a commitment.
Yes.
Well, you reached out to me, and my commitment to you is to service you in whatever way I can to assist your process. And so, in return, you made sure you got here at 9 o'clock in the morning.
I'm about the 9 part, but I made it. I got my OG George over there who's in town. Got my, you know.
It's all good.
Got my intern, she focused, she filming. You know, everybody just working, so I gotta stay focused.
So everybody else gotta come along for the ride, because that's how it is.
Yes.
That's part of the business.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Yes, it is the teamwork, and there's a discipline and determination and commitment. I mean, we can just go on and on and on, and I just love that you're bringing it to our community.
Thank you.
No, thank you, and thank you for being here. All right, so let's share with everyone the details of the event, the date, everything that's going to happen. So they're wrapping us up, and I want to make sure they know that
It's today, 5 o'clock. I'm telling you right now, get there early. I'm looking at all the cameras. Get there early. It's going to be a zoo. Not the Bronx Zoo. The Bronx Zoo is coming to my neighborhood.
Right.
Not the animals, but a lot of folks. So get there early, 5 p.m., Claremont Neighborhood Community Center. The information is on my Instagram, Amadeus PBM on Instagram. So follow me there. Platinum Boy Music on Instagram. Follow me there. Just get there at 5. It's from 6 to 11. A lot of amazing people coming out. I'm so excited. I'm probably going to shed tears. I'm warning everybody now. It's going to be a monumental day for us in Platinum Boy Music, and I'm thankful, again, for you allowing me this platform for me to come. And I'm going to get you on one of these panels.
I know.
It's not going to be at 9 in the morning. I'm going to get you, I promise you, I got you.
You know what? You're the best producer I know. How thoughtful.
It's big words. Big words. But thank you to my mama, my daddy, my family that's coming out, my son AJ, my queen that's at work somewhere. It's going to be a great day.
It sounds like it's going to be a great day, and just the energy you're exuding right now is really
exciting.
I can tell, and it's wonderful. It's really wonderful, and I'm so happy you made it here to share it with our viewers. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And I know it's a great way to spend a Friday night.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And the one thing I will say that I noticed you emphasize is like we're not doing color people time. All right, you got to come at 5 to get in the door at 6. Right?
Boom.
That's
the wheels are rolling.
Yeah, that's it.
They're giving us the rolling.
That's it. The producer came out and rolled us out.
She came out the room.
All right, thank you. Amadeus. Woo! Once again, to find out more about Amadeus and Platinum Boy Music, visit Platinum Boy Music. BronxNet.com.
Boom.
Bix. All right. We're taking a break, but don't go anywhere. Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
We begin our look at sports on the NFL gridiron, where the preseason matchup of the weekend here in Gotham has the New York Giants and the New York Jets squaring off Saturday night at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Now, I know preseason football is preseason football, but this game always means a lot to each side, and it may mean even more for the Giants and one wide receiver on the men. That's right, Victor Cruz is set to take the field for the first time since 2014, and our BronxNet cameras will be in the building for the 7:30 p.m. kickoff. We'll have coverage next time on the show and a special feature on Sports NYC. First time in 22 months for the number 80 jersey in big blue. Cruz will be a familiar face for Eli Manning and company in the huddle. I say Cruz hits the end zone for some salsa moves. Saturday Night Fever in New Jersey. If you were wondering, Jets are 1-1 and the Giants are 0-2 in the preseason. From the baseball diamond, the Mets have been falling in and out of the race from day to day, but just when you count them out, they bounce back by taking 2 of 3 in St. Louis. The Mets are now 3.5 back of the San Francisco Giants for the wild card lead. St. Louis holds the second wild card. The Amazons showed some life behind starter Seth Lugo, who has replaced the injured Steven Matz in the rotation for the time being. Topping the Cards 10-6 on Thursday, reserve Alejandro Diaza provided a big blast, a 3-run homer that set the tone for an early 7-0 lead. The Mets now return to Citi Field to open a weekend series with rival Philadelphia. Maybe a little over a month ago, I told you that I still had plenty of faith in the Mets and the Yanks to make the playoffs. Last week, I was pretty sure it could be time to wave the white flag on both fronts. And it was ironic because the Yanks appeared in better position than the Mets, believe it or not. And as crazy as it sounds, the Bronx Bombers are still very much in the playoff hunt thanks to the second wild card and a rookie that is having a miraculous run down the stretch of the season. New Yankee catcher Gary Sanchez matched Alex Rodriguez's 9 home runs for the season this past week, but he's done it in 21 games. He is just the 5th player with 9 home runs that early in his career and has evoked memories of Yankee phenoms Kevin Moss, Shane Spencer, and perhaps more recently Colorado's Trevor Story, who blasted 10 homers this season through the first 21 games. The Pinstripers are hoping Sanchez has more staying power than some of the other guys who got off to hot starts, but nonetheless, regardless of what happens, they'll take it for now because his arrival has sparked an unlikely wild card showdown this weekend at the stadium as the Bronx Bombers return to open a series with rival Baltimore. The Yanks won the last 2 in Seattle, and if they keep up the pace this weekend, they could make ground on the O's. Yanks are 4.5 out in the wild card. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. On the links, Patrick Reed leads the Barclays after shooting a 5-under first round Thursday at Bethpage. San Francisco Giants starter Matt Moore, making his 5th start since joining the team, was 1 out away from pitching a no-hitter late Thursday night. LA Dodger Corey Seager broke up the bid. The Little League World Series has been terrific. The U.S. Championship is set for Saturday at 2:30 p.m. in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. It's Goodlettsville of Tennessee taking on Maine and, well, The Olympics wrapped up last weekend in Rio, and the U.S. outmedaled the world, including golds for the women's and men's basketball teams. The U.S. men's hoops team closed out the games on a bright note for the Americans, crushing Serbia in the finale. Congrats to the USA all the way around. Those are the headlines. Speaking of hoops, we hit the C-list for a special guest and the game of the weekend right here in the Bronx. This is not your typical C-list, folks. Instead of my usual lengthy commentary, this will be kept short and sweet. Sunday, it's BronxNet versus Latino Sports at Orchard Beach, the annual rivalry celebrity basketball game, and that means let the trash talking begin. Enter LSV President Julio Pabon.
Good morning. How you doing, Bobby?
Great to see you.
Always love hearing your news roundup. If anybody's out there needs to really get to know what's going on in sports, they got to listen to your show every Friday. Listen to this man every Friday. You're up to date on sports, man.
You know, this is why I have you on. I mean, you're kind of like my agent here on a Friday morning, you know?
I just know who you going to play for this year, man.
Well, you know,
are you going to be
sadly,
Latino sports? Because, you know, by the way, this is Latino sports, okay? My man was with Latino sports for a long while. He was our guy out there. So are you playing with Latino sports? You're going to be playing halftime with us and halftime with them?
I know you're going to be mad. I can't make Sunday. I actually have some work engagement I can't get out of. But you know, in the past, as you mentioned, I've played on both sides, and I think it's reached a point where I'm going to upset someone. So it's almost kind of better for me not to be there. But definitely looking forward to seeing what the results are, because I know that our boss, even on our end here, and Michael McSnobby, this is like Christmas to him in August usually. There's this big game.
Yes, he's going around. Probably the reason he's not here, you know, right now, he's out there trying to get ringers. He's
always
probably over there at the he's probably going at the Apex Center right now and trying to recruit everybody who's 6'7" and up against us 5'6" guys.
Well, that's what started to happen. You know, we weren't even getting minutes. Short sports anchors not getting any action at Orchard Beach on a Sunday. You know. But, you know, lineup of events. I know we make jokes every year, and usually it's great that you're able to come on and kind of preview the game. But, you know, I know this means so much more to you, but lineup of events for the day, because it's just more than the annual game as well.
Absolutely. Well, one of the biggest problems in the Bronx we have is health. And the Bronx continues to be one of the worst boroughs, one of the worst districts, 64 districts in New York, 62, I believe, and the Bronx is 62 of the 62 in terms of health. So our whole issue is about, it's a celebrity basketball game, but people say, well, who are the celebrities? Well, yeah, we've had Big Pun, we've had Fat Joe, we've had, you know, Magic Juan, we've had Tito Nieves, but this is not about celebrities like that. This is celebrities like, you're a celebrity. Michael is a celebrity. You community local leaders are celebrities. Anybody out there who's doing something positive, that's a celebrity. You got to get off this thing that celebrity is someone you see on TV or you hear on radio. You know, no. If you're doing something positive in your community, you're a celebrity. So that's why we call it a celebrity basketball game. And it's a family health day because we also bring out the Bronx Lebanon mobile unit. We give people exams. 22 years. 22 years we've been there every last Sunday of the month. And you know what's sad? That sometimes I hear people telling me this is the only time I get a medical checkup. And then we're going to have, you know, New York Yankees provide tickets for us. So what we give tickets to people to participate in some health thing, to show people you don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to have a lot of money. You know, if you walk, if you do Zumba, if you dance, if you jump up and down, if you just dribble a ball, man, you don't even have to shoot it. That's healthy. And we want to be able to participate with that and show people that, you know, a healthy lifestyle, it's a good lifestyle, and have fun with it. And that's why we have the celebrity basketball game. We're going to have a DJ there. We have music. We have dancing. And, you know, we always have fun.
Well, you know, I know here at Bronx, one of the big things for us is giving back to the community, because we give people voice and views and opinions and take it to television. And I know for you, over the years, whether it was having the store on the Grand Concourse, I remember vividly one time, you know, a young boy coming into the shop and, you know, you helping him with his homework, you know, and putting him on the internet and saying, like, you know, what can I do for you? It's always meant a lot for you to give back to the community. Just how important is it for you to continue a tradition like this? Because, again, you talk about the longevity of an event like this, and I feel like on both sides it is the same for both BronxNet and Latino sports. We're very happy to give back to the borough. Absolutely.
You look back and you guys corrected me because I'm involved in so many other little projects. I forget. I sent you a flyer for 20th anniversary. You guys sent it back, says, no, it's 22nd anniversary.
22nd anniversary.
I said, so we've seen kids that have been like 14 at one point, and today they're 20-something years old playing with us. And it's just a pleasure to see there's something that has that much longevity, because you don't see that too often. You see things that start out, then they drop off. But we've been there for 22 years, and it's because of not just my efforts, but the efforts of BronxNet, the efforts of Goya, who've always come out, provided the the juices for us, the police department, the 45th precinct. They don't charge us for the permits. They participate with us. The New York City Parks Department, Bronx Lebanon Hospital, they provide the mobile unit. The guys at Flair, Signs, Ray Serrano, who's doing our shirts this year. Hopefully, we'll have some nice shirts this year. And DJ Richie Rich. This year, he will be doing the DJing for us. So I think we're going to have a nice event.
So 11 a.m., like what time are we going to have people kind of get
Well, you know how we are. We're like your previous guests who were talking about, coming out super early. I got to be there early because we got to make sure that the mobile unit and the DJ can get into the park. But our first game usually starts around 11:30. Then we're going to have the Harlem Legends playing the Puerto Rican Legends.
Very nice.
Right? And, of course, we're going to have Hoops in the Sun, Joe Cruz Jr., who's going to be, coaching my team, and hopefully he'll bring some of his guys.
I know you're going to have some ringers too, anyway.
And Felipe Lopez, if you're out there, we still need you, bro. So come on over and play with us.
Julio, up against it in terms of time, but before we let you go, I thought it was pretty cool. We mentioned about the U.S. men's basketball team winning the gold, and Carmelo Anthony now the most decorated player in U.S. Olympic men's history. This week he made a little news. It was all over ESPN too. He had a custom robe, like bathrobe, made that U.S. Olympic gold, and he was in a bodega in New York City. So rumor has it that if BronxNet wins, Michael Max is going to go out and get himself a BronxNet robe to kind of roam around the Bronx with, saying that he won this big annual game. But if you guys win, what's going to be the big thing that you do in victory?
That's a good. I guess I'll be able to give all my players Yankee tickets to go to the game.
See Gary Sanchez.
And give them a copy of my book when it comes out on Fidel's visit to the Bronx.
Knockout.
In 1995, Fidel Castro came to the Bronx. Nobody knows about that. I'm writing about it.
Awesome. Julio, thank you so much for taking the time.
It's always a pleasure, Bobby.
Always
it's always a
great to have
pleasure,
you here.
man. Congratulations to you and your show, and congratulations to all those folks who are tuning into BronxNet. This is the place to tune in to know what's going on locally. This is real local news.
Awesome. Take a time out here on Open. We'll be right back with more.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man, women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. Today's Open Artist Spotlight is actually going to enroll you guys as artists to consider an artist residency program. How do you like that? Yes, there's an artist residency program at the Andrew Friedman Home that gives artists time and studio space in a nurturing environment. In exchange, they provide the Mid-Bronx people to new art and cultural experience. And well, also, one of their artists in residence is currently displaying her exhibit, Nothing Lasts Forever. And well, they're joining us today. And so we have Natalie Collette Wood, who is the artist in residency. And then we also have the program manager, the residency program manager, Melissa Calderon, who's going to discuss the artist in residency. So welcome, ladies. That was a lot to kind of like get out, but I want to make sure that everybody's clear that you're here to discuss this wonderful program, this amazing bartering system that the Andrew Friedman Home has. And then Natalie, you are a testament to the artist in residency program, right? Because, right, aside from your artwork that is already being exhibited, Melissa shares that you've done some really amazing work with the seniors. So, Melissa, let's start with you.
Absolutely. The Andrew Freeman Home has been on the Grand Concourse since 1920, and it was a retirement home for people back in the day. And recently, within the last 4 years, Walter Perrier, our executive director, decided to house artists, local artists who needed studio space. In exchange, they would do community service either with the kids or with the seniors right in the community. And they would be able to essentially have their studio space for free and have it for as long as they want, as long as they were creating great work and that they were pretty much giving back to the community. And so right now, Andrew Freeman, we've been here doing this for about 4 years, and we decided to have an open call looking for other Bronx artists to join our community. So in the next week or so, we're going to launch our open call on our website, andrewfreemanhome.org. And we have about 14 artists there right now, and we're looking to bring more in. And Natalie is one of our newer artists. She's been there about the last 6 months, but she's been a Bronx resident for much longer than that. And she's done such great work with the seniors, and including her own work, which is in our galleries right now. Anybody could come by and check us out right on the Grand Concourse and see her amazing work, and also talk to us about if they're interested in, if they're a writer or a painter or a sculptor. We're looking for all sorts of artists to apply and be a part of our group.
So before we move on to Natalie, I just want you guys to get this clear, right? They're offering free office space, or in a sense, not office, artist space, right? But, you know, essentially it would be your office space, right, where you develop and you craft and you create, in exchange for community service. That, of course, feeds the serves the community in an artistic manner. And Natalie, who happens to have an exhibit, we're going to talk to her a little bit, is also an artist residency at the Andrew Friedman Home that happens to be having an open call next week to enroll some of you guys, anybody interested in having an artist space for free. Okay, so Natalie, who is originally from Vegas, right? And she's a Bronxite now. And so she's created this art exhibit that's called Nothing Lasts Forever. And from what I read, you kind of have like a reminiscence of one versus the other, and the way things dissolve.
Yeah, and the way memory works. So I've been a Bronx resident for the past 12 years, and this has become my home. And the show really takes departure from the Andrew Friedman Home, and you know, knowing the history of the home and what it's turned into now, and kind of recreating that landscape of how the Bronx is a very urban environment coexists with such a natural space. Because we all know the Bronx is the greenest borough, and we have some of the greenest landscape in the Bronx, and just weaving those two together and how those cohabitate together.
Well, we're looking at some images right now. Is this what we're discussing right now?
Yes, this is images from the show. So they're very large-scale paintings, and that also reflects the scale of the Bronx and my experience traveling through the Bronx and navigating the Bronx.
So, in essence, what we're talking about is, I guess, the there's a rejuvenation going on here in the Bronx. There's a rebirth going on. I mean, not that it needs to be rebirth, but there is, and I'm very fascinated by all the transitioning that's occurring. I mean, I don't know if you saw it, but we showed the Get Down earlier, and it's kind of like, oh, okay, now we're going to teach everybody the history of hip hop, through that platform, and then Andrew Friedman Home is been here for centuries, and so it's been able to sustain itself, and now it's kind of serving another purpose and you're capturing that from your perspective of now.
Yes, and what also complements that very nicely is the show that's also going on that called Fly Girls. That is a show of the seniors I've been working with throughout my residency. So I've been working with about 7 seniors at 900 Grand Concourse, and they have done amazing work. And they've explored themes such as celebrating women, their life experience, and the environment. We've created a mural of highlighting strong women figures that we've created. It's 10 by 5 feet long, and that show will be going on simultaneously as Nothing Lasts Forever. So you can really see when you come to the Andrew Friedman Home what the residency is all about in these two coexisting sides that go together.
Nice. It sounds nostalgic, and I love the fact that you're actually giving seniors this I guess feeling of like, you know what, I can start all over again.
Definitely can there. Yeah.
Well, in art, that's what art does.
Yeah.
There's it's obviously therapeutic, right? Because God knows we are, we're sane, right?
Absolutely.
I'm relating as an artist because, I know Melissa for years. Yeah. Melissa and I have been part of this movement for like, I don't know, I don't even know if I want to say how many years, but we are big contributors to the movement that we're now witnessing and experiencing. And it's just lovely to see more come. And I love that there's an open call happening because there's a new generation of artists that need to be nurtured.
That's right. And we really want, Andrew Freeman is about the Bronx, and we are about supporting local artists. Regardless if, like I said, visual arts, we have musicians, we have drummers, we have Bomba y Plena drummer who also teaches Afro-Latino history.
Right, Bombayor is an artist in residency.
With us, yes. So it's like we're so excited to be able to provide this to Bronx artists, to open this up to every Bronx artist, to be able to be a part of our community. And as you come to the exhibition on Sunday, you'll be able to see that. And her exhibition opens right after Boogie on the Boulevard at Bronx Museum, which is from 12 to 4 on the concourse right in front of us.
And it's right across the street.
That's right. And at 4 o'clock, you could come visit us at the Andrew Freeman Home and see Natalie's work and talk about the residency, because it's such a wonderful opportunity. Free space. I mean, that doesn't exist in New York City.
It doesn't. That's why I had to reiterate it, because I'm like, okay, are you listening? Because I love the fact that it's kind of like saying, hey, don't stress out over the money. However, you're going to pay it forward, right? Because that's what we do as artists anyway. Except now you're commissioned to do it in, I guess, in a structured manner.
Absolutely.
I don't know what other way to put it,
It's very true. But you know what? And then those, like right now, the seniors, they're going to be coming on Sunday, and they get to see their artwork in a gallery and in a setting. And that amount of pride you can't buy, and she's truly paying that forward to them. And I can't wait to have them there and see their work.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies, for being here. Melissa,
thank you for having us.
You've done all these years, and now taking on the role of being the manager of the Artist in Residency program. I know you're an Artist in Residency resident there as well. And Natalie, congratulations to you on your exhibit. And for you guys, be sure to visit Natalie's exhibit, Nothing Lasts Forever, on display now through August 31st at the Andrew Friedman Home, which is located at 1125 Grand Concourse in the Bronx. And for more information on Natalie Collette Wood, you can go to nataliecolettewood.com. And if you are interested in the Artist in Residency, we highly recommend that you go see her exhibit this Sunday at 4 o'clock at the Andrew Friedman Home. And you can speak to Melissa Calderon, and she'll give you more details. Good luck. All right, that is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. Don't forget, if you missed any part of today's show, you can check out the recablecast tonight and 24 hours a day at BronxNet.tv. Once again, I'm Rhina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Mwah. Adios, everybody.